Welcome if you just joined. Hopefully you can hear me. And we're just seeing some folks joining. So I'm just going to give them another minute or two before we get started formally. All right. I think we will get started. I don't see any other folks trying to log in at this point. Maybe some others will join. So officially welcome to the Access Health and Safety Excellence Program information section. My name is James Abedia, and I am the Health and Safety Excellence Program Specialist for ACSESS. I basically run the program. So if you join, I would be your primary contact person for all things related to the Excellence Program, with the exception of the invoicing and payment, which is done by Jennifer from ACSESS. And some of you may have changed in emails with her if you're ACSESS members for sure. And so my objective today is to walk you through and get an understanding of the WSIB Health and Safety Excellence Program, for which ACSESS is an approved provider. So hopefully you can hear me. You can see my screen share. If you have any questions, you can just unmute. It's a small group, so just unmute and ask. I do have the chat open, but just in case I'm not glancing at it, you're welcome just to unmute at any time and ask any questions. So I'm going to walk you through the program and how it works, starting with the benefits, the different levels, how you join, the process to complete what we call topics, and how you ultimately, through proper completion of topics, you earn your rebates. All right. So start with a bit of an introduction video published and created by WSIB.
The Health and Safety Excellence Program has really helped me as a manager. It has given me, let's say, just a to-do list that I'm able to look at, read, understand, tick off, maybe give myself a little pat on the back every so often. Again, as a manager, I would highly recommend it.
The WSIB's Health and Safety Excellence Program will help you improve workplace health and safety so you can better protect your business and your team. As a member of the program, you'll earn rebates on your WSIB premiums while you make improvements to your workplace health and safety plan. You'll also help to reduce the risk of injuries and illnesses that can harm your employees, damage morale, and disrupt the way your business runs.
All right. So just a bit of an intro, and I have a couple of other descriptive videos from WSIB, which help to support the program as well. So Health and Safety Excellence Program. What are the benefits? Well, obviously, starting off with positive workplace culture, improving your health and safety program, the health and safety of your workers, both full-time and placement workers, and kind of give you an outline, almost a roadmap to implement your health and safety program if you already have some aspects to help you improve it, expand it. And then certainly you will be able to publish. You'll get the strengthened brand reputation is the logo. You would get we call them the badge. You can use it on your emails, promotional material, if you're bidding on contracts. So you would, as long as you're an active member, you would get obviously the opportunity to get that brand reputation. And then if you don't have accidents and incidents, you don't have claims, your premiums can potentially go down. So there is a return on investment to do that. And that also aligns with the rebates that you would get. So not only lower your claims, your premiums, but you're going to get money back in checks from WSIB. The primary objective of all of this, obviously, is to prevent work-related injury or illness in the province of Ontario. And specifically today, we're talking about the temp agency industry. So ACSESS has been supporting this program since its inception. It was part of the prior program, which was called Safety Group. Some of you may have heard of it. So probably supporting the rebate programs from WSIB for 20 years or more. We run for this program, we run regular group meetings, networking sessions. I provide one-on-one guidance as necessary through usually Zoom calls. We have sample standards, evidence stories that you're going to hear about, procedures for topics that you select. We have the online resource library through the ACSESS website. And of course, any questions that you might have related to topics, that's my job. And I've been doing health and safety for over 30 years. So the process, the works through the journey of join, develop, demonstrate, and achieve. So I'm going to walk you through, because that's how the program is designed, how each of these steps works. So the first thing you would do is join. You join through the ACSESS program. We would invoice you based on the fee schedule that you see here. And the fee schedule is based on the total amount of premiums that you pay in a year. And usually we use the year previous. So to figure out what your fee would be to join, we would ask you to let us know what range of premium do you fall under, and are you a current active member of ACSESS, or you would get, if not, we would charge you the non-member rate. All right. And the fee includes basically resources that I just mentioned, meetings, anything you need to work towards achieving the rebate related to the program and the implementation of your topics. If you are not sure of what your premium is, you can look it up on your WSIB.ca online services account. You look at your balance account, and usually you can look at the history, and it would tell you what your annual premium is. Otherwise, the person who pays the WSIB premiums will also have that information, because they're constantly looking at your account and paying online. So you would register. you would receive the program manual, you would receive our terms of service agreement. Once you pay your invoice, I would get you set up on the WSIB portal. So WSIB has created a digital tool to manage the whole program. We would get you set up on that, registered on that. It all goes through the WSIB.ca online services account. One of the options is Access Health and Safety Programs. I'll show you that screenshot in a moment. When you first log in to the portal, you would do what's called a health and safety assessment. You only have to do that the first year that you join. And there's an optional culture survey completion option that you can do as often as you want. All right. We would then, once you got you all set up, we would move to the topic selection, and we'll take a look at what that involves. So here's a screenshot of the online services account, and where the link is for Access Health and Safety Programs. So if you have access to the account, the WSIB account for your firm, for your organization, and you try to click go there, you wouldn't be able to access that because I would send you the proper link to be able to use to actually access the portal once you join the program. So here's another video talking about those first steps.
With the help of your provider, you'll decide which health and safety improvements are most important for your business. Then you'll choose the topics you want to focus on for the year. There are 41 topics to choose from, and we've divided them into 3 levels: Foundation, Intermediate, and Advanced. Each of our program topics represents a specific area of health and safety, and each topic can help you improve your business's health and safety practices. For example, let's say you want to make it easier for your team to get involved in health and safety. Your provider might recommend the health and safety communication topic, which will help you build a plan and processes for ongoing communication with your team, do the work to communicate with your team about health and safety, check that the work you've done is going according to plan and meeting your team's needs, and act to make any necessary changes to your original plan, and then share the successes with your team. From the day your provider approves your topic, you have up to 12 months to implement it. When we talk about implementing or developing a topic, we mean building it into your business's day-to-day procedures. The amount of time and effort that each topic takes varies because it's based on the unique needs of your business. Once you've chosen your topics, your provider will help you figure out how much time they'll take to implement. Once you've finished implementing your topic, you need to put together an evidence package to show us the work you've done.
Right. So here are the 3 levels of the topics that were described in the video, starting with foundation, then going to intermediate, and then advanced. And this is what they look like. There's 13 in foundation, 19 in intermediate, and then 9 in the advanced. So these are the 13 foundation topics. And so this is the starting point, depending on the level of maturity and the topic selection criteria. This is kind of where we start with companies that are just starting to formalize their programs. And what you'll see here is that some of them are more like what we would call standalone, and then the concurrent are ones that make sense to do together. You don't have to do them together, but because they're so linked, we always suggest that if you're going to pick one from the concurrent, that for that cycle, you would pick the ones that align very well with it. All right. The one extra topic here that you see at the bottom is called the control of hazards topic. And that topic is one that is selected, can be selected over and over again to address very unique specific hazards. So each unique specific hazard that you're developing a control program for would be a topic. So control of hazards, as I said, can be selected multiple times. And it would be, again, to control new hazards. And there's some examples there. And you would be implementing a program to address either a specific hazard, a specific control program that you want to address, like slip, trip, and falls, material handling, or a specific process, task, or piece of equipment that has related hazards. So that's kind of the use of that control of hazard topic that's found in level 1. Otherwise, once you complete a topic successfully in the program, you cannot select it again. Here are the level 2 topics. There's 19 of these that you would work towards. And again, there's a few of them that are concurrent, that are related to each other. So we suggest that they're completed together. And then the final 9 topics we would call advanced. Again, we've got a few that are standalone and some that are concurrent. So as you move through the program, you are able to select a topic in any level at any time. There's no requirement to complete them in any specific order or complete any level first before the others. So topic selection, right? So there is some criteria, okay, that when you select a topic, that you aren't selecting a topic that you're just going to do continual improvement for. There are specific criteria that you would consider that's unique to you. What makes sense for you, what level your program is already at, what kind of legal compliance, what kind of hazards you might have that you really want to get on top of. And if you've had any audits done, are there any findings that you want to work on that may align very well with a topic? So we want to choose topics, and I help you, that make sense for you and that are going to have the best return on investment for the health and safety of your both full-time and placement workers. So there's 2 levels of topic selection criteria. The ones, if you have 100 or more workers, or on the portal, you're a large firm. So we look at your size classification on the health and safety portal. And if you're large, then you would be in the 100 or more. So there, the topic selection requirements is that your topic is new, which means you don't already have a written standard. If you already have a written standard for that topic, you cannot select it. Okay. Same with control of hazards. Can't have the written standard for that hazard, and you have to be able to show that you're implementing new controls. If you're what we call a micro, small, or medium on the health and safety portal, you would be kind of what we would call typically a smaller business. And the topic selection criteria is that you can select any topic that you have not already completed in the program. So a lot more flexibility for smaller firms, because even if you already have a written standard, if you haven't completed it in the program yet, you can still re-implement that topic, starting from scratch pretty well, right? The WSIB has published resources for the program. The main ones is the program manual, which basically goes over everything I'm talking about today. All the requirements, the criterias, follows the steps of how to go about joining, developing, implementing, and your rebates. So it basically covers all the aspects of the program. And then we have what we call a topic requirements guide, which is for each specific topic, what are the minimum requirements that you'll have to implement and demonstrate to WSIB to successfully complete a topic. So the video mentioned the steps of plan, do, check, and act. We call that an evidence story. And for each topic, you would basically create this evidence story. I provide you with a template that's kind of all pre-filled in, and then you work and basically add to it, fill in the names, fill in some dates that you're going to complete each step by on the template, and you would collect evidence for completion of each of the steps. So for plan, typically it's writing the standard or procedure for which I send you a sample for. You would customize it, and that would be the evidence that you would submit for the plan step. The do is all the things in your procedure that you are going to implement get implemented. And you would describe what you did, and you would collect evidence. So some examples would be pictures of postings, a training presentation, sign-in sheets to show that you completed training, completed quizzes, any forms that are part of that topic that should be filled in. There could be inspection forms, audit forms that are all part of that specific topic. So all of that would be evidence that you actually implemented the requirements of your standard. And that goes with do. Then about 8 weeks after you've kind of fully implemented that topic, you go back and you do the check. And you can use a topic checklist that I send you. You can do a survey. You can repeat a quiz if you did a quiz when you did the training on that topic. And that would be the evidence for check. If the check showed that you had gaps and you needed to improve them and correct those gaps, then you would have an act step. If the check step shows everything was done perfectly, everything's good, no gaps at this time, then you may or may not have an act step for that topic. So it all depends on the result of the check, what you would do for the act. And that's all documented in the evidence story, and the evidence that you're going to submit gets listed. And then you would then be ready to finalize the evidence story. So this is the template that I would send you, and a lot of it will be pre-filled in with the minimum requirements. You would kind of work through it, you would update it, finalize it based on that topic, and then you would be ready to submit and collect all the evidence as I just described. And evidence can be in many different forms, as you can see: videos, records, pictures, completed forms, postings, social media, things that you might put on your website, screenshots from things that you have implemented as part of that specific topic. Then you're ready to submit, right? So you've got it all completed. You would upload it to the portal. So the evidence story gets uploaded. All the evidence you collected gets uploaded, and I would review it. So everything goes to me first. I take a look at it. I take a look at the evidence story, the evidence for that topic. If it looks like it meets the topic requirements, I send it now for what's called validation. So every topic gets validated by a WSIB validator. They would look at it and see, yes, you did meet the requirements, or no, you did not. If you didn't meet the requirements, then they would send what's called an additional evidence required report. Everything is reported and documented on the portal, and we have 60 days to address the gap. So we take a look, oh, we were missing this. They want a little bit more of this. That's fine. No problem. No big deal. You collect the additional evidence, gets uploaded to the portal, and then it would be reviewed again. And if it met the requirements, it would be marked complete. All right. And so most, I would say, the topics get completed the first time through. And then the odd time we might get an additional evidence required if something was identified by the validator that they wanted a little bit more of. The WC also has like more of a quality assurance aspect, what they call on-site validation. So a very, very small number of companies may get selected for what we call on-site validation, where they come actually physically on site to reaffirm the completion of the topics, the current status of those topics. So that is something that is part of the program, but it's a very, very small number of firms that would get selected for on-site validation. So that's the process for validation. The validator at WSIB, once I submit the topic on your behalf, after I have reviewed it, would take a look at your firm profile, what size you are, they have access to a little bit of background information, look at the evidence story. Did you complete the evidence story properly? Did you submit the proper evidence? And if it meets, again, it would be marked complete. That would then take you to the achieve step. So for every topic you successfully complete, you earn a financial rebate. Okay. You also get a non-financial recognition from that digital badge that I showed you at the beginning when you complete all levels in a topic as well. So there's an additional badge. If you complete in the program all the level 1 topics, you'll get an additional badge that's a level 1 badge. All right. So let's take a look at rebates.
Rebate amounts are different for everyone because they're calculated using your reported WSIB premiums for the previous year and the number of topics you complete. Plus, we'll give you an extra $1,000 once you get started. For example, let's say you're a small tool and die maker with 15 employees. Your reported premiums last year were $20,000 and you completed 5 topics. You're eligible to earn $2,000 per topic, making your total rebate amount $10,000. Plus, you'll receive the extra $1,000. That means you'll earn a total of $11,000 in rebates and incentives. The most you can earn in rebates for each health and safety action plan, regardless of the number of topics you complete, is 2 times your reported premiums for the previous year.
All right. So that is the rebate schedule based on your premiums. Also, the video also noted that when you join, everyone that joins gets a $1,000 support payment when I approve your topics on the portal. So that money comes back to you, so you can take that off your cost for joining the program, so that really the net cost to join the program is really fairly minimal based on the potential rebates. So as you can see, if your premium is between $1,000 to $50,000 the year previous, you would get $2,000 per topic that you complete, and you're allowed to do a maximum of 5 topics on any cycle. Right? The cycle that lasts 365 days from the day that I approved the topic selection. So in that example, that's where the 2,000 times 5 topics is 10,000 plus the $1,000 you got for joining, that's $11,000, right? And as you are bigger and bigger firms and premiums, the rebates go higher and higher. You can never get more than 200% of what your premium is. So there is a cap. So for very, very small firms, if your rebate's very low, your premium is very low, once you've doubled it, no matter how many topics you complete, it maxes out. So that happens sometimes for very, very small firms. And rebates are issued on a schedule. So this is the 2026 schedule. So you can see the $1,000 fees that are rebated. They're on a cycle as well. And then the actual rebate check that you would get is on a payment cycle as well, depending on when your action plan closes. So once it gets closure status on the portal, it triggers it. That date will trigger when you would see the rebate check. And it's usually the end of the month where it says rebate process date. It's by the end of that month. So you don't have to wait a whole year to get your financial rebate. This is the non-financial side of the program. where if you're in the program and you're an active member, if I look your company up on what's called the WSIB Safety Check website, the logo will show there that you're a member of the program. So not only do you get the badge yourself to use, but they post it for you on the WSIB Safety Check site. Also, the performance badges for topics levels completed. So you can see there the 3 different badges: foundation, intermediate, and advanced. You would get when you complete all the topics within the program for a particular level. Lots of resources to help you through this. As I said, WSIB has the manual, the topic requirements guide. They also deliver different webinars on the different steps of the program. We have the ACSESS library with documents, guides. We do regular meetings. They're recorded and posted in the ACSESS. So as a group, we meet about 6-7 times a year, and we post the handout and the recording on the HSEP library through the ACSESS website. So if you can't make a meeting, you can always view the recording. As needed, one-on-one virtual meetings. I also have created a guide to complete an evidence story. We have a topic completion guideline, so a timing guideline for you to follow, evidence story templates, sample standards, forms for each topic, and the checklist to do the check for each topic as an option for the check step. So we try to provide as many resources to walk you through the program as possible. So this is the landing page for the WSIB Health and Safety Excellence Library through the ACSESS website. So when you join, you'll get a password to be able to access the resources that we upload to that library. All right, that is the join, develop, demonstrate, and achieve steps of the program. What's important to note is when you're implementing a topic, the WSIB is looking at full implementation, not only for your full-time office staff, but for your temporary placement staff, your workers. So, every topic kind of has a little bit of a different approach to how much does it apply to your temporary placement workers versus your office staff. But you need to show and demonstrate that the topic was implemented at both levels, and even in some cases at the client site level. So that's an important concept when you're looking at procedures, how you implement a topic. Here's how we do it for all our branches and our full-time staff, and here's how we go about implementing this topic for our temporary workforce as well. So your procedures would address both criteria. All right. Any questions on anything related to the program? Just unmute and ask. If we signed up now, what do the timelines look like for the program? Yeah, so the program doesn't work on a calendar year cycle, so it's unique to you. So say you joined and you paid your invoice, we would do the topic selection, work on that, and there's no clock ticking. When I approve your topics on the portal, you will get an expiry date of that action plan or that group of topic selection. So if I approved your topics today, March 10th, 2026, your expiry date for the topics that you selected would be March 10th, 2027. So you would need to have completed everything and uploaded it to the portal by that date. So it's 365 days from the day I approve your topics on the portal. So you can join anytime. The cycle of that topic is unique to you based on the date of approval of topics. And if you finish early, if you take 8 months and you've completed all your topics, as soon as that action plan closes, you can rejoin. You repay your invoice again. You'll get your $1,000 again for joining, and you do topic selection, and you can start another cycle. So you don't have to wait the 365 days. As soon as your action plan closes on the portal, you can start another action plan, because you can only have one action plan ongoing at one time. So once it closes, you're ready to start another one. All right. Any other questions? You're very welcome. Just does the program make sense to you? Just if you want to unmute, like, is it something that is of interest? Just going to get some feedback. Is there any questions specific to the steps? Did I explain it well enough? Sometimes if there's no questions, you're totally confused, or if there's no questions, it was fairly clear, right?
No, you did a great job. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. All right. We will send out the handout, which is the slides. The session is being recorded, so if you wanted to share it with anybody internally, we'll send out a notice when the recording is available and where, through the link. So you're welcome to review it again. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to send me an email. And hopefully some of you may be interested in joining the program. So if there's no other questions, I will give you back any remaining time, and thank you for attending. We've been involved with the program previously. So which program are you referring? Were you in safety groups? Okay. Yeah, so again, you're not in essence starting over. It's not identical to safety groups. So for you, if you're in the small, micro, small, or medium size, you can select any topic, even if you did it in safety groups, and kind of refresh it, re-implement it, go all through the steps, do the evidence story, everything I talked about for those topics, right? If you're a large, that would be a little bit more restrictive, because any of the topics that you already wrote a standard for in the safety group program, you cannot select them again. So we would have to go through the list and see what you actually completed in safety groups versus what you still have that you did not do in safety groups. And that would be the topic selection for large firms. Okay, so a lot more restricted if you did a lot of topics in the safety group program. We would have to make sure we go through the list and work through that topic selection together. All right, so good question. Anybody else? Maybe I can, just before I close out, just get an idea of what organizations you represent, since there aren't that many of you here. I think I've got Jabbar. Where are you from, if you want to introduce yourself?
Hey there, it's Jabbar. I'm from Merit HR Solutions.
HR Solutions. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And Shrina, I think you're logged in twice. Maybe it's a phone or. Trina, are you there? Maybe he doesn't have a mic. Trina, do you have a microphone, or you can type in the chat just the company you represent? The agency? Okay. Yeah, the name is familiar. Yeah, okay. All right. And I think that's it. Is there's somebody else, but it's a phone number, which I am assuming is someone. Are you logged in through a phone? All we see is the phone number. So I don't know if it's another agency or another organization or not. Can't tell. I guess not. Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much for joining today. And I look forward to following up with you and hopefully you joining the ACSESS Health and Safety Excellence Program. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. You're welcome.